Yo, where the cake at?
Where is
Chef
it?
Matt, you gotta make that.
Take that, take that.
Yeah, what's up
With the big man.
Looking something better than a big night.
Alright guys, we're at Whole Foods with Chef Matt, and I'm going to show you what we do for shopping. Alright, let's get it going. I'm here like twice a week, every week. I usually come here obviously to get like menu items, but I'm going to show you guys some different things here, some seed oils that I wouldn't use, and kind of the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15 maybe. Alright, and we'll go from there. Let's do it. Let's talk about Dirty Dozen. Dirty Dozen are the 12 fruits or vegetables that you want to buy organic, because they're sprayed with the most pesticides. And what they are is, they're strawberry, spinach, grapes, peaches, pears, nectarines, apples, bell peppers, cherries, blueberries, green beans, and kale. All right, those are the ones that you want to buy organic. All right, so everyone asks me all the time, they're like, I want to eat mac and cheese for my kids, and they're like, oh, Annie's is the best, Annie's the best. No, Annie's is not the best. These Goodles are pretty incredible. They have 14 grams of protein, 7 grams of fiber, and they're all made with like real ingredients. The Annie's is not my favorite because of the oils that are in it, and it also doesn't have the protein content. If you take a look, it only has 9 grams of protein, so if you want the best, these are the best. Alright, so here's the do's and don'ts with oils, right? So these are the ones you don't want to use. Sunflower, not good for you. Canola, terrible. Grapeseed, terrible. The reason these have a high smoke point is because they're so broken down and just like fake that it takes a long time for them to get burned, right? So you want to use stuff that's real. You want olive oil at room temperature, avocado oil, which actually has a high smoke point as well, that you can use to fry or sear. And then same with ghee, which is basically clarified butter, or you can use butter itself. And that's what I would use.
And how do you make your own ghee?
And you make your own ghee by basically just heating up butter and separating it. So get rid of the top fat on it, and the bottom is what ghee is. It's clarified butter. Okay guys, do's and don'ts with oils, right? We don't want processed oils, right? Which is basically, this is a no. It's processed. This is a big no, big time processed. And this is also big time processed. So it's like vegetable oil, you don't want that, right? So if you're gonna fry or sear, you want avocado oil, high smoke point. You can also use ghee, which is great, which is basically clarified butter that you can make yourself if you separate it. Now at room temperature, to finish things, use olive oil. And there's all different kinds of olive oil. The olive oil you want comes from one source, right? So let's do that. This one comes from Sicily, that's it. It's just one point of source. Use those. So eggs, everyone's like, oh, what's the best eggs? Organic good or free range good? Basically, what you want to do is, you always want to get pasture raised, right? You want to get pasture raised, because pasture raised, they're eating everything outside, worms, grass, all those things. They're free range as well, right? Look what it says right here, 108 feet. 108 feet of free range to walk around, okay? The yolk is always going to be brighter, which is a good sign. If your yolk is bright, that means that that chicken is roaming and eating those things that you want to eat. So that's what you want, pasture raised, pasture raised. Doesn't matter, organic is important, but pasture raised is more important, okay? So keep that in mind when you get your eggs. All right, so if anyone's looking out there for like a high protein like snack and like a good dairy option, low fat yogurt's incredible. It's 17 grams of protein for 3/4 of a cup. It's really good option. There's 100 calories in that too. So yogurt is kind of a little bit of a cheat code if you want to get a high protein option and a good dairy option and low fat option. So that's really good. Also, cottage cheese, very underrated. Half a cup of cottage cheese is 80 calories, and you get 14 grams of protein with that, right? So these are the things, instead of getting like sour cream or things of that nature, you want to use on your chilies, on your wraps. These are the best 2 dairy options for you. Now going to butter, right? Same as like eggs. You kind of want like some kind of pasture or grass-fed. So this is 90% grass-fed. This is a really good butter. And then Kerrygold is just, if you read what it says, it's pasture cream, which means their cows are pretty much pasture raised. So Kerrygold and this one Vital they're both really good options for butter. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're buying your butters. All right, so let's talk milk, right? The best milk you can get is ones that don't have like the serious company labels on them, right? You want to get local. If you have a farm by you, awesome. If you have a farm by you should get the milk, your eggs, anything you can get at that farm. If you have to go to a supermarket, get as local as you possibly can. And if you're buying glass, that's even better too. So keep that in mind when you get your milk and get local.
Hey Matt, what about these?
Yeah, this is great if you don't want to be healthy at all. All right, guys, so little tip when you're food shopping, right? If you stay on the outside of the store, you're gonna get your produce, your poultry, your meats, your eggs, your dairy, and that's kind of where you want to stay if you want to stay on like a real food diet, which is I recommend. And that's kind of what you want to do. That's a secret kind of to stay healthy at the food store. Outside is always a good way to go. All right? So keep, eat right, keep moving, as I say. Also with meats, same thing as like eggs, right? You want to get pasture raised and grass fed. They're gonna be the best kind for you. You don't want them like corn fed. You want them to roam. The darker the beef, the better for you. So keep that in mind. Okay, guys. So bread's really hard to buy in a grocery store, but stuff like this has like mono and glycerides, which is stuff you don't want. It also has canola oil in it and like sugar. You got to be careful with the flours they're putting in stuff like this. So I'll show you a couple good options. Okay? And you want to stay sourdough too, if you can. Good Big Slide, great option. Dave's Killer Bread, pretty good option. And then another sourdough that I found is a pretty good option. So kind of keep that in mind. You don't want a ton of ingredients in bread. It's always usually like 3 to 8 ingredients tops. So keep that in mind. So fish in general, right? You want to get wild or farm raised. This is what farm raised look like. See the coloring? All right, it's very dull. And a lot of times they actually color it themselves. So they put like red dye in farm raised fish. That's not what you want. Okay? Look at the difference between wild caught and farm raised. And that doesn't have coloring in it at all, the wild caught. You want wild caught fish in general. You want shrimp, salmon, whatever you can get that's wild caught. That's the better fish for you. So keep that in mind when you're food shopping for fish. Okay, so like oats in general too. People are like, oatmeal's good for you, right? Oatmeal's good for you. It is good for you, but you need to be careful because it's all sprayed with glyphosate, and you could be organic with being sprayed with glyphosate, right? So you want to look for glyphosate-free oats, organic, and sprouted. This is a great brand, and this is one you should be using for your oatmeals. If you want it sweet or something like that, I really recommend putting your own honey or your own maple syrup in it instead of buying the ones that have like sugar and like natural flavoring, which like who even knows what that is, right? So get the oats that have these marks on them and then sweeten yourself. Maybe put some blueberries in, things of that nature. That's how you'd eat healthy oats. Do it for yourself.
Hey Matt, are these healthy?
Yeah, these are not healthy. I would not trust these Kelsey guys. This is not the same cereal they grew up eating, okay? This stuff is not heart healthy, like they say it is. And there's so much crap in here for your kids. So do not trust these guys. Do not eat this stuff. So if you need Cheerios, right? This one tells you everything that's in it right here. This is a way better option than Honey Nut Cheerios. This is what you get. Oh, this is interesting. So my next episode, I'm making chocolate chip oat muffins, and I just saw this, and mine are way better and way healthier. So, you know, stay tuned, check out that episode because it's going to be much easier than this crap. I don't know if anyone's had this granola, but it's pretty delicious. I recommend. I don't know if it's healthy or not. I'm just saying. So I don't know if this is relevant to anyone, but like if you're eating ice cream at night and you can't get away from that, my little cheat is if I need that some kind of sugar and some kind of ice cream or dairy product, I do like yogurt, honey, granola, and berries. So check that out. Some peanut butter is another thing too. You got to be careful with, right? So look at this. This is a good little option here. This says organic, but it has palm oil in it. No bueno, right? We don't want that. This is 2 ingredients. It has roasted peanuts and salt. Teddy's. Great option. That's what you get if you want peanut butter, right? You want
Great source of protein.
Great source of protein. A lot of high in fat too, but if you can control yourself and not eat the entire thing in like 2 days, it's a good thing to get. Peanut butter's awesome.